There is a silence that is not empty. There is a stillness that is not ordinary. There is a presence that is not symbolic. When you kneel before the Blessed Sacrament, you are not just sitting in a church, you are standing at the doorway of heaven. Tonight we ask, what really happens during Eucharistic adoration? The veil becomes thin. In the Holy Eucharist, Catholics believe Jesus is truly present, body, blood, soul, and divinity. Not a memory, not a metaphor, not a spiritual idea. The same Jesus who walked on water, the same Jesus who calmed the storm, the same Jesus who rose from the dead. When the host is exposed in the monstrance, heaven touches earth. Before the Blessed Sacrament, the veil between the visible and invisible becomes thin. Angels adore. Saints intercede. Grace flows. You may see bread. Heaven sees the Lamb, the throne room of God. In the book of Revelation, heaven is described as a place of worship, elders bowing, angels crying, "Holy, holy, holy." During adoration, that same worship continues on earth. The Eucharist is not just a devotion, it's the throne of the King. When you kneel in adoration, you are spiritually entering the throne room of Christ. Your whispered prayer joins the eternal worship of heaven. And even if you feel nothing, heaven is still moving. Invisible warfare. Adoration is not passive. It is powerful. Every moment spent before the Blessed Sacrament weakens darkness. Temptations lose strength. Confusion begins to clear. Chains begin to loosen. The enemy trembles where Jesus is adored. Just as demons fled at the voice of Christ in the Gospels, darkness retreats where Christ is exposed in glory. You may feel tired, distracted, unworthy, but grace is working deeper than feelings. Hearts are rewritten. Many people walk into adoration carrying burdens, shame, addiction, anxiety, broken dreams, silent tears. And in the quiet, something happens. Jesus does not always speak loudly. Sometimes he heals by simply being there. St. John Vianney once said that when we look at Jesus in the Eucharist, he looks back at us. And that gaze changes everything. He softens hardened hearts. He strengthens the weary. He restores hope to the hopeless. Time moves differently. Have you ever noticed how time feels different in adoration? Minutes feel like seconds, or sometimes seconds feel long and stretched. That is because adoration pulls you out of earthly rush and into eternal rhythm. Heaven is not in a hurry. When you sit before Jesus, eternity gently touches your soul. Angels are present throughout Scripture. Angels surround the glory of God. Where Jesus is, angels are. Though unseen, heaven is not absent during adoration. Many saints testified that chapels during adoration are filled with angelic worship. Imagine walking into a chapel and realizing you are not alone. You kneel, and heaven kneels with you. Your weak prayer is not weak. Maybe you think your prayer is powerless. Maybe you feel like nothing changes. But adoration is not about performance. It is about presence. Even if all you can say is, "Jesus, I am tired. Jesus, help me. Jesus, stay with me," that is enough. Because in adoration, it is not about how strong you are, it is about who you are sitting with. When you leave, you are not the same. You may walk in burdened, but you walk out marked. Adoration leaves a quiet imprint on the soul. Peace may come gradually. Strength may return slowly, but something shifts. Heaven touched you, and whether you saw it or not, grace was poured out. So what really happens before the Blessed Sacrament? Heaven opens, angels worship, demons tremble, hearts heal, grace flows, and Jesus waits. He waits for the tired, he waits for the broken, he waits for the faithful, he waits for you. The chapel may look small, but before the Blessed Sacrament, you are standing at the gate of eternity. If this message blessed you, spend time in adoration this week. Because when you sit before Jesus, heaven is closer than you think.